welcome back to Jen Beauty. My name is Jennifer, and here on my channel I like to chat about all things beauty, makeup, and I'm just now getting into project pans, so if that interests you, I hope you'll hit that subscribe button and stick around. I don't really have anything planned for today on what I want to do. I thought that I would use some of the items in my project pan and just do kind of like a chatty get ready with me. So I've used the Tarte Quench Hydrating Primer. This is not in a project pan, but I think I am going to roll in my sample size primers into my projects to kind of work through them and get kind of like my thoughts on them. I want to kind of like an easy day today, kind of like a don't have to think about it. I did use my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation. This is in a project pan and I'm trying to finish it before the end of the year. Tarte has unfortunately discontinued this foundation, which is fine. I'm more of a CC cream person now. But I at least want to get my money's worth out of it. It's technically expired this month, but it applies fine, it smells fine. I think it's honestly more because there's like a SPF 15 in it. And so that's why. So the Misunderstood palette from ColourPop is in my project pan as well, and my goal was to do one full look with this palette plus use each shade at least 2 times. I haven't done that yet. So I think I'm gonna try and see what kind of look I can make out of this. So I think first I'm gonna go in with the shade Tragic. What's tragic is I did my makeup inventory numbers last night, and I think I'm gonna film a video with my numbers. I did get a new mirror. This thing is so freaking cute. You can bend it and it sits on the vanity, and it's a nice size. This cutie from ColourPop was not really cutting it anymore. So I think I'm gonna film my inventory numbers just to kind of like, hold on. Eye primer every freaking time. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. I got COVID and completely forgot how to do my makeup for like a couple weeks there. I'm still like, I'm so much better, but I can tell that I'm still like mildly congested. Like, it's so much easier for me to get a stuffy nose. So that sucks. But I felt like I was on my deathbed the first day and got into urgent care right away. And urgent care gave me a prescription for Paxlovid, which is technically under emergency use authorization. It's still an experimental medication. So they're like limiting who can have it. Oh gosh, someone's at our front door. Okay, my daughter was at my front door. She's 8 and has like a group of neighborhood kids that she like rolls around with, and was just letting me know she was going the other direction to another friend's house. So I got put on the Paxlovid, and literally within 24 hours, I felt like a completely different person. Like, it definitely broke my fever. I don't know what I want to do today, y'all. this shade is kind of calling my name. It's called Sing. I don't know if I want to use Pain and Panic. That gives me a little bit of panic. And then this one is Underworld. We can just go for all of them. Let's see. I know I want to use the black, which is 101. So all that happened like the week that we moved my parents into our house. We're building out a basement apartment for them. Well, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. The whole area is finished except for like one room. There's like a full bathroom down there already, but they need a kitchen and laundry area. So right now they have kind of like a kitchenette set up with like a coffee maker and toaster, air fryer, that kind of stuff, and like a little mini fridge that we already had for like sodas. So until we can get them a full built-out kitchen, that's kind of what we're working with. Oh man, I left my Sigma switch. I washed all of my brushes, like every last brush that I own was washed and clean. This is the first dirty brush because I counted them all. So I put on the Glamlight Icing eyeshadow base in the shade Classic Vanilla as like my base. And now I'm gonna use the BH Cosmetics Base Booster. It's a glitter and shadow glue. So I'm gonna put that down in the area where I want the shimmers to stick. I have oily eyelids, and this is kind of, so far, this is the best combination I have been able to find to like make everything stick. I want to try the Milani eye primer, but I don't want to purchase anything else as far as that kind of stuff goes. So it's a lot of people's holy grail, and it has been for a while. So I don't think it's going anywhere. And eyeshadow primers take a ridiculous amount of time to go through. Even if you're someone like me that like uses an eyeshadow base every single time you do your makeup, it still takes a long time. All right, so I'm gonna go in with the shade Sing. It's like this duochrome, kind of like a black, green, red shift. And then I think next I'm gonna go in with Underworld. Yeah, I don't like that very much. Okay, so that was like a little too like bronzy coppery for me. So I'm going over, so I went in with Sing, and then I went in with Underworld, and now I'm just kind of going over that very lightly with Revenge, this like shimmery black. I don't know if it's a matte shimmer. It doesn't seem like super creamy, so it's at least for sure not a super shock. And then I'm gonna take like a pencil brush and just kind of like swipe over the inner part just to kind of clean it up a little bit. Yeah, I needed that to be a little bit more grungy and a little less like super shiny. And then while I have a pencil brush, I'm going to blend the outer edges of this black I think it's called 101. So we got my parents moved in, we got COVID. Somehow we're able to keep my parents from getting it. Knock on wood. I don't need them getting sick. That would kind of defeat the whole purpose of me wanting them here, to keep them close and keep them safe and be able to make sure they're getting the medical attention that they need. They're not like helpless or anything. Like, they went out for a drive to see some of the scenery and mountains around here earlier. So, I mean, they're still very independent. But my dad had like a medical emergency not long ago, and I hated not being able to be with them and be able to help. Thankfully, my sister-in-law, my husband's brother's wife, is a nurse, and like, all I had to do was tell her what was going on and she immediately was there. All right, I'm gonna use some concealer to kind of clean up around the eyes, and then I'll be back. All right, so I went in with the two concealers in my project pan. This one is the Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape in the shade Fair Beige. And then this one is the Hydro Sealer in the shade Fair Beige. I was very confident that like I could totally finish these two before the next update, but I'm not so sure, man. I do think I'm gonna have to take the stopper out of this maybe before the next update. I find myself having to like screw the cap all the way on to get the concealer on the doe foot. So hopefully these will be done soon. I have a lot of concealers that are open right now, and I want to get this is a mini, so I want to get this mini out of my collection. And then this one I just don't love. And I thought I had a backup of it, but thankfully I do not. So I just want to use it up and get rid of it. I don't hate it. I don't love it. And I have enough makeup that like I shouldn't be having to use makeup that I just don't love. So I'm using a pencil brush to smoke out the shade Devious on my bottom lashes. It's kind of a little bit darker of a brown. This one's Devious and this one is Tragic. So I'm using Devious on the lower lash, and I used Tragic as my like transition shade. That's the word. So I wanted to do two project pan. Like, I want to do all of them, but I figured I needed to start with two because I don't want to overwhelm myself since I haven't done one before. I enjoy the satisfaction of like finishing up a product, but I don't really allow myself that satisfaction very often. Now I'm using a small smudger brush. These are BH Cosmetics brushes, but like any pencil brush, any smudger brush is good. These just happen to be some of my favorites and a lot of what I have in my collection right now. So I'm just going over like the bottom third to half with the black shade 101. Would you believe, I don't think I think I've maybe made one full look with this palette, and it was one of the first ColourPop palettes that I got into my collection. Like one of the first 10, I think. I struggle with black smoky eyes on my left side because I have a lot of discoloration. And I'm like, is this fallout? Is this just my face? Like, what is happening here? So I have some creasing, so I'm gonna go back in with some of the shades to try to touch up where I see the creasing. This is a common issue that I have, especially with like matte black. So I don't know why I keep torturing myself and doing matte black looks on the corner, like outer corner, but I love them. I love a good grungy, dark, deep, black like my soul look. That's why I was attracted to the Villains palette in the first place. I think I also want to roll in this ColourPop eyeliner in the shade Swerve. It's black. It's one of my oldest eyeliners. So I'll find a project to put it in, I think. I just really want to try and use up the makeup that I know is going to expire soon, and make sure that like I've used as much as possible of it before it goes bad. I know with the amount of makeup I have, like there's no way I'm going to be able to use all of it, but I just did a declutter, so everything in my collection should be good, like not expired, and it should all be stuff that I either love, like, or want to try out more and see how I feel about it. So I don't feel like I have anything in my collection that I would just straight up like hate pan. Sweet Chloe. My sweet kitty cat is sleeping on the floor. I keep forgetting though that this is in my project pan. I've only used it one time and my goal is to use it 5 times. So I just put eyeliner on. I'm not putting a liquid over it. That's too much work. I want an inner corner highlight. I just need to decide what I want it to be and what palette I want it to be from. I think I'm going to use the shade Mongrels from the Misunderstood palette. We'll see if I regret it. Like, I have this Super Shock that I've been using as an inner corner highlight. This is the shade Ice Dream, but I think this is too like white and pink and light for this look. I feel like it would look a little off. Like it's too princessy and pretty. So I do want something shiny, but I don't think I want something like icy and shiny, if that makes sense. So it brightened things up just a little bit, but not too like pink and icy. I should have gone with this like lime green, but that's okay. So I feel pretty good about the usage on this. I feel like I could do at least one more like full look with this palette and probably use a lot of other shades that I haven't used twice yet. You want out, Chloe? Here you go, baby. Now I have to decide on what I want to do with my cheeks. So I think I just want to go like super simple with a powder bronzer. Ooh. Ooh, okay. I forgot that I just made this palette from Lethal. So let me try out some of these. All right, I'm gonna try this bronzer and let's go crazy, and I think I might try the purple blush. So that's the bronzer. I'm using a pretty dense brush, so there's a bit of kick up because these are pretty they're pretty soft, at least the bronzer is. It came almost like trying to come out of the pan, but it did have a very long trip from Germany, so we will forgive it for that. So on first impression, I like the bronzer. I don't feel like it's too warm or too cool. It feels like a very nice shade for me. I guess it would help if I told you like what shade it is. So this is the shade Atlas. See what I mean about it, like kind of trying to come out of the pan there. This one just doesn't feel as hard pressed. Either that or it kind of like shifted while it was being shipped, which is fine. All right. Like, I don't know that I'm a purple blush kind of girl, but I did always want to find out. I mean, it's pretty. I think I want to add a little bit of this pink glowy blush on top of it. Do I look too bruised? I think that might be something I'd like to mix in. Like, I don't know if I like the straight purple on me. But it definitely helps bring like a nice cool undertone to the blush, for sure. I am a blush all over the face kind of girl. Ooh. So the highlight was a little bit more than I bargained for. It's fine. I like to kind of press in the setting spray to kind of like melt everything together. I meant to use a setting powder first, but it's fine. I'm not going anywhere today, so I'm not super worried about it. If I film later today, I'll throw on some setting powder first. I'm curious if you do Project Pan, do you like watching Project Pan? If you don't Project Pan, do you still like watching Project Pan? Like, I enjoyed watching it even before I decided I wanted to do a couple of projects. To me, there's just something so satisfying about like seeing the pan and then seeing it disappear over time. Like, I have so many products that I'm like, ooh, I need to use that up. And I know if I don't put them in a project, like, it's never going to happen. Like, I'm never going to actually use them up. I'm using the NYX Thicket Brow Mascara that I initially hated, but it's grown on me. But I do have like a very sparse area of my eyebrow on this side for some reason. So when I care enough to remember, I like to fill in with a pencil. And I do prefer still like using a like plain spoolie with nothing on it to kind of like shape my brows and like kind of guide the brow mascara through, like comb it through. Like at the end over here, there's too much in it. So I just want to like comb that out and get it to be less stuck down and more natural looking. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. What can you do? I'm curious if you have ColourPop lip oils or ColourPop Luxe lip glosses. What do yours smell like? Because these just don't smell like, they don't have that sweet smell, and I could swear these did, but I can't remember. And so I don't know if I've just had these too long and I need to get rid of them. Like, this one smells a little bit more sweet. I don't know. I can't decide what I want to do with these. I don't know if I want to like try to use them each 5 or 10 times and then call it good, or if I just need to get rid of them. So this one's strange. It looks like it'd have like a little bit of a purple shade to it. I don't know if you can tell, but it's definitely like a pinky nude. So this is in Oh Snap. It's a ColourPop lippy stick. And it is another one that like, this is brand new. It wasn't like filled all the way. I don't know if that's happened to anyone else. Like, I don't know who I thought I was that I thought I needed like a whole vault of lippy stick or lippy pencils or lippy sticks. I got a vault of lippy sticks too. I didn't get the big one of that. I got one of the smaller ones, but still. So these are the kinds of things that I'm like, you know, I paid for it. It's in my collection. I want to go ahead and get use out of it. And if I don't have a lip liner in a project, I don't remember to use it half the time. Or if I don't have it like out on my vanity to use intentionally, I forget. It's just not a makeup step that like I generally do. But one thing I've been loving is lippy pencil all over the lips, and then like a gloss or a lip oil on top. Just super simple. And then once I use a lippy pencil, I'm putting them in upside down. And when I haven't used it yet, it's going in the container this way. That way, when I go to do my next declutter, I can kind of tell which ones I either just need to get rid of or need to start focusing on. So I've used all of my Barbie ones. I know that for sure. But they're all in here upside down. But then like, there's so many, it seems like repetitive shades in here. If it's going underneath a lip product, I don't know that I need all of these shades. I mean, like, how am I going to go through these before they go bad? Like, they're only good for so long. I'm actually not going to put a lip gloss on right now because I have one at my desk that I have been panning that's in my project. So I'm going to put that on over it. And I brushed my hair today, but I don't think I'm going to straighten it or curl it or whatever. This is about as good as it's gonna get right now. I just can't be bothered today. I took my methotrexate yesterday and that was rough today. It's definitely been bothering my stomach. But I really wanted to come do my makeup and make sure I was using stuff from my project and, you know, get the appropriate use out of it. So this is another chaotic Chatty Get Ready With Me where I was all over the place. I just haven't been filming since like the beginning of the month at least. I do have some older Chatty Get Ready With Me videos that I was just gonna delete, but I think I may post them as like a Flashback Friday. I had some decent makeup looks come out of them, so I don't know. Should I post them or should I just like let those go? Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about me starting to do project pans. Does that interest you? Does that bore you? And let me know what you think about the Chatty Get Ready With Me's. And I hope that you are having a much better July than me. And if not, hang in there. We'll get through it. And before we know it, if you have kids, your kids will be back in school. And the chaos of that will begin. I'd like to say it'll get easier, but we both know better, you know? So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. I forgot mascara, so I'll be putting that on while I do my outro. If you'd like to see more makeup and beauty content from me, hit that subscribe button and I will have more coming at you. I hope wherever you are, you have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye.